Africa, a vast continent with beautiful people and lovely history and culture. My fellow Africans, let's discuss about African development, shall we? Here's Vidashi Studios, where we bring Twitter to YouTube. So I found this on Twitter Streets, and I want us to see and discuss how far Africa development is actually going. Okay, so AfriStars and Poll says most promising African investment destination in 2024. So we are going to discuss about which African country have actually attracted most investments in the year 2024. Although the year is not done yet or not up yet, but there have been a funding and it's out. So let's discuss and see what's happening. Okay. So they says Seychelles is the number one destination for people to invest in Africa. So they say Seychelles number one. Number two is Mauritius. Number three is Egypt. Number four, South Africa. Number 5, Morocco. Number 6, Ghana. Number 7, Tunisia. Number 8, Senegal. Number 9, Nigeria. Number 10, Algeria. Number 11, Kenya. Number 12, Tanzania. Number 13 is Ethiopia. Number 14 is Botswana. Number 15 is Rwanda. And the last on the list is Cote d'Ivoire, being on number 16. Alright, so there you have it, okay? These countries listed here are said to be Africa's number one or best destination for investment, okay, in the year 2024. It's actually nice and beautiful to see these African countries standing up and open their borders, having a nice economy, attracting more investment to the African continent. This is actually part of it that can actually or hopefully increase the African development that we all hope for and wish to see one day. Okay, so big shout out to every country that was actually being here on this list, and on any country too who is yet to be on this list. We are hoping that the next time we will see a lot of African countries being here, or maybe all the African countries should be here, because every country actually needs investments to survive. All right. So they also says the list is according to RMB Corporate and Investment Bank. So they also says methodology. Methodology actually means that someone will ask what are the criteria that they use to actually group these African countries to be the highest investment destination in Africa in the year 2024. So the tweets didn't actually did as bad. They also came showcasing where they found their funding from. Okay, so they says the criteria they use is RMB utilized these 20 metrics to compute an overall score. So they says GDP per capita, growth structure, GDP growth forecast, population size, population growth, urbanization, economic complexity, connectedness, innovation, import concentration, foreign stability and liquidity, economic freedom, inflation, corruption, political stability, human development, income, inequality, personal freedom, and unemployment. Okay, so these are highly factors that they use. I was actually impressed to see how far they have actually gone to make this ranking, because seriously, they actually used almost every aspect in African economy that they have to use to group these countries. Okay, see this. They say GDP per capita, growth structure. They say GDP growth forecast, population size. Most important, the population side is actually important. The population side will actually let you see how Seychelles was top in the chart, because there are less population, so that actually their founders won't be that hard to see. Okay, they also say population growth, urbanization, economic complexity, connectedness, innovation. Most important, import concentration. Another point that they used that I was actually happy about, foreign stability and liquidity. 1.2 that I was happy to find here. It also says freedom of economic freedom, inflation too, corruption. Happy. Let's get it. I hope they did twice of this part here. Corruption. Yeah, corruption is actually eating Africa up. They say political stability. One of the things that why I saw Ghana on the list, because Ghana is a peaceful country. Inequality, personal freedom, and then unemployment. Okay, so these are their criteria they actually use to group these countries to be the part of the list of Africa's investment destination in 2024. So they say their source to this data is where to invest in Africa 2024 reports. Okay, so you can actually search out this and you can get more to what they are actually talking about. Okay, so it also says so to the comment section, this one says Seychelles and Mauritius are always at the top along with Egypt and South Africa. Well, it's basically true. when you decide to give yourself a time to learn about Africa and the continent and anything concerning Africa, you definitely get to know that South Africa, Egypt, Seychelles, and then Mauritius actually have some positive findings when concerning Africa and Africa development. Okay, these countries have actually stood up to have the change we love to see, to also let other African countries to know that they can also achieve great things too if they actually have a lot of positive energy around them. So I'll say a big shout out to these countries, though they have actually been that country in Africa. And this one also says, I would like to see this compared to tourism related data, because I bet it's to do with tourism. Well, that's also true. Having countries like Seychelles top in this list should actually tell you how tourism have also contributed to this factor. Tanzania is also there. Should actually tell you that these countries are one of Africa's leading tourism countries. And if they are also there, that should tell you how far tourism has on Africa development and Africa economy. Okay, hopefully every African country will embrace their tourism sector, because that sector is very important to joke with. All right, seriously. This one also says, I would invest in Seychelles if Twitter pays a huge amount. Well, we all know that now X pays, Twitter, Elon Musk is paying, and man is saying that hopefully he can cash out big to invest in Seychelles. Well, Seychelles is one beautiful island. Okay, with that small population they have actually have a good reputation to actually invest in. So I'll actually urge every African country or every African people to invest in their various African country, because Africa needs to do better, and it can only do better if we all take this matter into our own hands and decided to free Africa from whatever is doing us this bad. Okay, hopefully we all can learn something, one or two from it. Okay, so I was here to actually share with you some findings I found that are actually contributing to Africa development, and it says that Africa's invest this nation in 2024, where we have countries like Seychelles, Mauritius, Egypt, South Africa, Morocco, Ghana, Tunisia, Senegal, Nigeria, Algeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Botswana, Rwanda, and lastly, Cote d'Ivoire being part of the list. Okay, so hopefully next time we also have more different other African countries also being part of this list to ensure Africa growth. My name is Rashi. Say, I'm glad you have time to watch African Time. See you guys around on the next episode. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned for more. This is African Time. See you guys around.